Hello, Braves fans. It's Kevin McAlpin, Truist reporter for The Fan and the Atlanta Braves Radio Network. Hope you're having a great start to your work week. It is Monday, August 31st, which means it is also trade deadline day here around Major League Baseball. The deadline at 4 o'clock has come and gone, and it has seen the Braves pass on making any major moves. And we'll talk about Alex Anthopoulos' comments here in just a couple of moments. Meanwhile, we're getting you set for the Braves and the Red Sox as Atlanta's six-game road trip continues tonight in the first of a three-game interleague showdown against the Boston Red Sox at Fenway Park. And Atlanta will have their ace, Max Fried, on the mound here tonight in game number one. Of course, the Braves are coming off just a wild finish last night in Philadelphia. They scored 10 runs in the second inning and held on for dear life as they took the finale 12-10. The Braves scoring 10 runs on 8 hits in that 10-run second inning, and that was an inning that saw everybody in the order, top to bottom, score a run. You don't see that very often. A lot of times you'll see guys get on base or guys get a hit when you have one of those big crooked number innings. But for everyone to score a run goes to show you how the Braves offense just kept the line moving. They sent 13 runners to the plate, but the Phillies chipped away. 1 in the second, 6 more in the third. Next thing you know, it's a 1-run game going to the ninth, but Dansby Swanson with that solo homer gave the Braves a little late insurance. And then Mark Melancon came on last night to record his 200th career save and his 6th since joining the Braves at the trade deadline last season. Speaking of the trade deadline, of course, the 4 o'clock deadline has come and gone. Braves were not active here today leading up to the deadline. Of course, they did add veteran lefty Tommy Milone to the mix yesterday, and we saw him make his Brave debut in that series finale in Philly, and it was probably one that Tommy Milone would like to forget about here rather quickly. But overall, Alex Anthopoulos said, look, there's just not a ton of sellers out there right now. With 16 teams making the playoffs, we know that's more than half of all the teams around baseball. Getting into October, there's a lot of teams that feel like they still want to try to go for it. And that was one of the things we've talked a lot about here on The Fan leading up to the deadline, was how teams will probably be hesitant to move top flight players. We did see Mike Clevinger go from Cleveland out to the West Coast, but that was really it. Other than that, and the San Diego Padres were the team that they just acquired everybody with a pulse, it felt like. That's a team that's going for it right here, right now. But the fact that Lance Lynn stayed put, Joey Gallo wasn't traded, some other big-name players around baseball stayed put when you thought they could be on the move, shows just how challenging of a landscape it was for the Braves and for all 29 other clubs as they tried to figure out what exactly they wanted to do. Now, Alex said, look, the last couple of years, they've gotten phone calls on Riley and Acuna and Albies and Ian Anderson and on, and they feel like where this organization is, they felt like they're better off holding on to those guys for the long term. That's sometimes the hardest part of this whole thing, is trying to balance the trades you make against the ones maybe you don't make and how they could impact your team long term. So again, the Braves stay put today. They don't make any deals. They do make one addition as Tommy Milone was added yesterday, and we'll see what his role is moving forward. We do know Ian Anderson gets another start tomorrow night at Fenway Park, and that'll be a fun night for him, obviously growing up a Red Sox fan. But more importantly, tonight it's Max Fried on the mound, of course, looking to strengthen his Cy Young candidacy here. He's 5-0 on the season with a 1.35 ERA. That is tied with Shane Bieber for the best earned run average in all of Major League Baseball. He has pitched really, really well, and of course, Fried has allowed less than 2 runs in each of his last 6 trips to the mound. Last time we saw him was against the Yankees, and he pitched really well. 1 earned on 4 hits over 6 innings worth of work. On the road, he's pitched really well as well. He's 1-0 with a 1.10 ERA in 3 starts away from Truist Park. And again, looking forward to seeing Max Fried get out there. It'll be a fun moment for him as he gets his first lifetime start at Fenway Park. He'll be taking on 27-year-old right-hander Colton Brewer, 0-2 on the season, a 4.57 earned run average. Brewer's been mostly used as an opener for the Bo Sox this season. Last time out on Wednesday against the Blue Jays, he took the loss. He allowed 4 earned in 3 2/3, a couple of walks and 4 strikeouts. When it comes to walks, that's one thing to keep an eye on here tonight if you're the Braves offense. This guy is susceptible to giving up free passes. 12 walks in 21 2/3 innings pitched this season for Colton Brewer. You'll see a cutter, a curveball, a slider. Every now and then he'll mix in an occasional 4-seamer as well. So again, that's a look at what's to come here tonight. We'll be on the air with the Forward Leadoff Show at 6:15 p.m. Eastern. It's a little bit later start time tonight in Boston. 7:35 p.m. Eastern is the first pitch from Fenway Park. That'll be Jim Powell and Joe Simpson bringing you all the action from America's most beloved ballpark. It says so when you walk in. That's what they call Fenway Park. It's a beaut. Wish we were there to watch it in person. That is always one of the fun stops around baseball this season. And of course, stick around immediately following the final out right here on the Braves Radio Network. I'll have you covered on the Hyundai postgame show and Braves wrap-up as well. Hopefully, we're talking about the Braves making it 2 in a row here tonight, and Max Fried increasing that win-loss record to 6-0 here tonight. Time will tell. We'll see what happens. Braves and the Red Sox coming up tonight right here on the Braves Radio Network at 7:30 p.m. Eastern.